Good morning, good evening, and wherever the sun may find you. My name is Walt, and thank you for joining us on Keystroke Medium for another Coffee and Concepts. Today, I was thinking about talking about Keystrowrimo and the things that motivate you. So, when you're sitting down at the keyboard and you're thinking about writing, I know the first thing that I think of is grabbing a cup of coffee. So, it's always run over to the kitchen and try and get that great cup of coffee, because I know that that's one of the things that motivates the hell out of me in order to get me in the mood to get me writing or be creative, sitting down at the drawing board, or doing any creative endeavor. Um, I think that there's a lot that can be said for making a great cup of coffee, and how those flavors, the smells, all the things that make a really good cup of coffee kind of kickstart the brain a little bit. As human beings, one of the most vivid things that help you remember anything is a sense of smell of something, and sometimes those little things like um, you name it, like the smell of a certain restaurant when you were talking to somebody can help remember to key in that conversation, or any number of things. So it's really cool to have something like that kickstarts your brain. And this morning we went with a Sumatra roast, which is another dark roast coffee. I really prefer the dark roast coffees because they usually have a bolder flavor and slightly less caffeine, depending on how much you throw in there. And a Sumatra coffee, Sumatra being the country in Canada near Saskatchewan. Right now, all the Canadians are screaming, all the Sumatrans are screaming. So Sumatra being in a very tropical locale, very wet. The coffee usually has a deep nutty flavor. It has a sense of almost like a light floral taste when you have it. So it's got a really nice blend of flavors. Plus, it has that smoky bitter bite at the end that's really good for a good cup of coffee, or what I enjoy in a cup of coffee. And like I've said before, I don't put anything in my coffee. I just drink it black because I want to taste the different highlights and notes that might come to a really good cup of coffee. So yeah, there's that. But like I said, so coffee is one of the things that really motivates me. I really enjoy it, and I really enjoy when a cup of coffee kind of kickstarts my energy to get me typing or what have you. And that being said, going back to those things that motivate you, one of the things that Keystroke Medium's been doing for the last month is the Keystrowrimo, the Keystroke Medium Writing Month Challenge. Something that they might think about pushing into a further endeavor, maybe a monthly thing. We get the thumbs up right as we say this might be going monthly. So the idea is every day a group of us get together and post how many words we've typed that day. It's not a great thing. There are no banners going off or little explosions of confetti every time you put it in, but it's just something to kind of gauge yourself and be excited for the writing process. Get in there and post those words. What have you done? How many have you done? Did you skip a day? Did you pound out words like crazy on that one day and then just do a few the next day? I know for myself, I'm looking at just about, I think, 28,000, somewhere around there. Anyway, for the month. And it's basically started out as 1,500 a day that I needed to type. And then as I wrote more and more and more due to sitting long periods of time at certain appointments I have going on right now, it just kind of fell into place. So that keystroke writing challenge as a motivator to post every day saying, hey, these are the words I got down, were really great for focusing my creativity, going along with the coffee, of course, to get me writing and typing and doing all the stuff that I hope to be doing for a long period of time to come. I know that long time to come. Big thumbs up. So I know that some guys they only write for a certain amount of time and then they cut it off. So 2 hours at a time or an hour at a time, and then they always switch. So one thing that keeps them motivated is the constant switching of how they're applying their creativity, be it to throwing just words on the page, be it throwing some editing down, doing a really great outline that pumps you up for that next project, answering emails for fans or potential writing partners, and taking those breaks and transitioning into those different periods. 2 hours of this, an hour of this, an hour of this. I know myself. After a certain amount of time, take a break, grab the hound, go for a jog or a run, or give him the extra long leash so he can play in the park a little bit. Right now it's a little cold, a little snow on the ground, but I mean, even in the snow, just romping in the snow, grabbing a ball, throwing it around, and then coming in when you got that cold air in your lungs and warming up and getting that good cup of coffee and sitting down and cranking out those words can be just as much fun. So find that thing that motivates you, really fires up your creativity, and gets you moving, gets you being, firing your imagination to do those things that we might not otherwise do. And we have Keystroke Medium, firing those things that fires up your imagination and pushes you to do more than just, I don't know if I want to write today. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I have the energy. I don't know if I have the drive. My idea pan is empty. The cup is empty. I haven't been able to fill it in a while. And those breaks I was just talking about a minute ago can be a great way to get you back into the push that gets you typing, writing, drawing, inking, comic booking, publishing. So just a little note. Once again, we're talking about coffee and concepts. We have our Sumatra blend this morning. And if you got a minute, Rick Partlow saying hi. He said that there should be banners and confetti. Scott Moon and Chuck Manley have joined, and they're saying morning. But if you got a minute, post some stuff in the comments. Let us know what you do to get motivated. I know for Rick Partlow, we've seen him around the Keystrowrimo parts. He types 40,000 words per day during his lunch break, his 22-minute lunch break, and then he goes out and enjoys the rest of his day. But for us mere mortals, what do you do that really motivates you and gets you sitting down to write, or dictate, or draw, or do whatever? And when you're doing it, do you drink coffee, or do you enjoy something else on the other side of the spectrum? So thank you very much for sharing a few minutes of your morning. I really appreciate you guys sitting down with us on Tuesday mornings to just get a cup of coffee, a cool idea, and see where we take it from there. Sometimes it's going to be me, sometimes it's going to be we, but we're always hoping that we get some reading, writing, and a little bit more right here on Keystroke Medium. Thank you. Enjoy your morning.